Magkano nga ba ang rent ng bahay dito sa New Zealand? Hi guys, this is Jo and you're still watching about our life here in New Zealand. So this video, ang kukwento ko naman is all things about rent and our experience living here in New Zealand. So magti 3 years na kami sa October. Sobrang bilis, di ba? Alright. So, ang isang challenge sa paghahanap dito ay habang nasa Philippines ka kasi, di ba? Well, your friends and your family who are here can do the viewing for you, but then meron silang process like application and they're looking at your history, lease history and credit history, which you don't have dito sa New Zealand. So that makes it challenging. Next is yung weekly ang bayaran dito, which makes a big difference kasi sa Philippines you have a whole month to prepare for the rent. Dito, every week, kailangan ready yung pambayad mo ng rent. Which is okay kasi ang sahod naman dito is weekly or fortnightly. Although ako, nagsahod ako before ng monthly. And it's just really a matter of managing your finances to make sure covered yung rent. Because it's the biggest expense of your daily or regular expenses. Okay? So, ang mga options na meron tayo, na na-try din namin, of course, is Airbnb or hotel accommodation, which is not sustainable, but we did that at least for the first week that we are here. And second is flat sharing. And then third is, renting your own apartment. And of course, yung home ownership. Alright, we'll talk more about the two options which are feasible for us right now, which is flat sharing and yung apartment, yung pagre-rent ng unit on your own. Okay, so nung dumating kami rito, ang first week namin is sa Airbnb. We paid $600 for the whole week. It was in the CBD, so that allowed us to, pasyal-pasyal konti, sightseeing, and I really like yung turista feel, at least just for a week. The unit was very nice, by the way. So, typical Airbnb, nakapagluto din kami. Na-enjoy ko. Kaya lang, hindi nga siya sustainable. Kasi, ang mahal naman nung 600 per week. Dalawa lang naman kaming nakatira. And remember, wala pa naman kaming work nung time na yon. So, we are basically spending Philippine peso money, Tapos, ang bilis lang nun. Kung 600 per week, magkano agad ang kakainin nun sa budget ninyo. So, nag-reach out kami nung nasa Philippines kami sa Facebook groups. Fortunately, marami namang sasagot kasi may mga Pilipino naman talaga na either sila yung main tenant or kanila na yung bahay and pinaparentahan nila yung mga kwarto. Win-win situation yun kasi nakakumikita sila or nakakatulong sa mga mortgage nila. Tapos ikaw naman, may titirahan ka, makakatipid ka din. And yung comfort lang na Filipino yung kasama mo sa bahay. Alright. So, this Filipino family reached out to us, offered us the room, and then, and switch siya, which was perfect for me kasi ang isa sa arte ko, yung gusto ko sana solo namin yung CR. Kasi syempre ako maglilinis noon, tapos yung amoy ng, alam mo yun, yung shampoo, everything. And, sorry ayoko kasi nung ang sakit ng chan mo, tapos kailangan mo pang pumila, diba? Ayun nga lang, dalawa kayo. Ang hirap maghintay. Yung pa kayang ang dami yung gagamit ng toilet. So, that's one thing to consider. Lalo na kung may anak ka. Siyempre, may anak ako. Ang hirap naman nun, sakit na ng tiyan niya or naiihina siya, diba? Tapos, may tao pa sa toilet. Talaga namang mga mangulit ka. Okay, that's one thing for you to consider. Baka hindi nyo yun naisip. So, we paid $320 per week for that room with ensuite. And all-in na yon. Ibig sabihin kasama na wifi, kuryente, tubig, pati lahat ng gamit nila sa bahay, pinhiram nila sa amin. Open kami like washing machine, sa ref, binigyan nila kami ng space sa ref, sa cupboards, cabinet, even yung sa garahe, may car slot for us. So, very, very fair enough for us. Of course, you can always find something lower. Depende kasi sa budget nyo tsaka sa kaya nyo. Kung hindi naman kayo maarte gaya ko, na gusto nyo ng sariling toilet, then maybe you can find something lower. Or kung gusto nyo, mas maarte kayo sa akin, find something higher in a very posh area dito, like North Shore. Yan, medyo mas mahal yung mga properties doon. Isa pang nagustuhan namin doon is, malapit lang siya sa school ko. Kasi syempre magko-commute lang ako. And we asked them about it. Yung aming bus stop is nandun lang. As in, paglabas mo dun sa compound, yun na yung bus stop. And then, pwede akong mag-isang bus kung lalakarin ko yung first part. or 2 bus. Malapit lang. Pero kung drive yon mga 10 minutes or even less. So, very near, very convenient for us. Si husband naman, nung nag-work siya, since nandun nga lang yung bus stop, napaka-convenient din for him. So, isa pa yan sa i-consider ninyo pag maghahanap kayo ng bahay. Yung kaya nyong i-commute, lalo na kung hindi naman kayo agad magdadrive. Okay? Ginagamit namin is Gmap. So, I will get the address nung rerentahan namin or nung flat share namin. And then, ipa-plot ko yung mga usual destination namin. So, kung school ko, at saka yung potential work or CBD. Diba? Tapos, tinitignan ko rin sa area kung may malapit bang groceries. Kasi, syempre, you know, those convenience na gusto mo lang in life. Hindi naman ako maki-mall or maki-shopping, so hindi masyadong nagmamatter sa akin yung mga shops. But at least sana, may malapit na grocery. Okay? Or dairy. Dairy ang tawag nila sa mga convenience stores dito. Okay? Yun na yung parang sari-sari store. So, flat sharing, 320 per week, all in. Ang hiningi lang nila sa amin was like 2 or 3 weeks na advance or deposit. Very fair, and this family was very good to us. Until now, we're friends, and God bless them. They now have their own home. So success sila. Diba? Doon tayo papunta sa number 4. May sarili tayong bahay. Okay, and then we stayed there more than a year until dumating yung kapatid ko dahil 4 na kami, hindi na kami kasya sa room. Kasi diba, sobrang hirap naman, sikip naman ng life. So, and then dahil may work na rin naman ako, may work na rin si husband, pwede na kami mag-upgrade ng konti. Lumipat kami sa apartment, and nasa isang compound kami. Gated compound, diba? Minana lang namin siya dun sa friend naming Pinoy na aalis na kasi may bahay na sila. So, in-endorse naman niya kami dun sa landlady nila. And fortunately, yung landlady, ang gusto niya, Filipino ang mga tenant. So, timing lang. Kasi ang tagal naming nag-a-apply, walang kumukuha sa amin. Kasi nga, wala kaming, alam mo yun, hindi yung history namin ng, is hindi pa mahaba yung pagre-rent. Okay. Tsaka, mahigpit talaga yung competition kasi there are people who can really pay so much and maybe they have better paying jobs. Kaya, sila yung pinili. Okay. So, nandito na kami. And then, 2-bedroom siya, up and down. Meron din kaming 2 car slots sa harap ng bahay lang. Alright. So, 600 per week siya. Pero, this time, kami nang magbabayad ng kuryente tsaka ng tubig. So, sabihin na natin mga 650 per week ang abot nyo. Or maybe sabihin mo na 700 para sakto. So, nagmahal siya ng doble, diba? Pero, at least, solo na namin kasi yung area. Tapos, mas may space na kami. Isa sa consideration namin lagi is parking. Karamihan ng mga units ngayon, street parking na lang. Or, may designated parking area para sa lahat ng cars ng mga tenants. Tapos, isang slot lang each. We needed 2 kasi 2 yung sasakyan namin. And, ang ayoko kasi yung ang layo nung garahe or parking nyo dun sa unit nyo. Imagine, umuulan, may grocery ka, may bata kang dala, backpack, etc. Tapos umuulan, lalakarin mo yun, layo-layo. Unlike yung dito sa tinitira namin, paglabas mo, yun na yung garahe namin, yun yung parking namin. Tapos, ang ganda rin nung bus stop na malapit lang din talaga siya dito. Kasi like, paglabas mo lang dun sa gate, konting lakad lang, bus stop na siya. Yung iba naman, ayaw nila nung malapit sa bus stop or sa main road kasi nga alikabok, maingay, etc. Of course, there are bigger options, mas magaganda, like yung friend namin, 2 family sila kasi magkapatid yung husband nila. So, they share in a 4-bedroom house. Tig 2 kwarto sila, tig 400 yung share nila. So, very mura actually para sa setup nila. Maganda rin yung bahay nila, yung location nila, tas bago yung unit. So, talagang minsan nahanap ka lang nung mag-work na option for you. Of course, eventually, you'd want to own your own home, pero ibang usapin yun at medyo mahal ang mortgage dito. Hindi naman yun yung focus natin right now. That's not our priority, maybe in the future. One thing siguro that you'd really need to study and consider is if kaya ba yung monthly or yung weekly rent kahit wala kayong work. Like, dapat may nakaset aside kayo for that. Like, ako noon, may 6 months ako lagi na ready na nakaset aside just in case may mawalan ng work. Kasi hindi mo yun controlled. Hindi mo gustong magkaroon ng situation na wala ka na ang work tapos namomroblema ka pa kung saan ka hahanap ng pambayad ng weekly rent. Alright? And then, consider kasi hindi naman pagdating nyo rito is dalawa na agad kayong mag-work. Usually, single income lang yung household ninyo. So, dapat kaya noong income niya yung rent ninyo plus other expenses. Lalo na sa case namin kasi nag-student visa lang ako, 'di ba? So, while may work si husband, ako, yung kinikita ko, like sa Starbucks, barya lang talaga siya, panggastos lang for food. Tulong siya, of course, pero for food lang siya. So, halimbawa si husband yung mawawala ng work, hindi kaya ng sahod ko, 200 a week lang ang sahod ko, hindi ko kayang bayaran yung 320 per week. Kahit di na kami kumain, kulang pa, diba? Alright, so thank you for watching. I hope this helps. And if you have more questions, please just comment down below. Like and subscribe and share with your friends. And then, thanks for watching. Bye, guys!